There we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Inside the Horseshoe podcast. I am Matt, your host. For now, it's just me. It's going to be just me and you. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to talk about this TY Hilton news that came out just a little bit ago. We're going to talk about Jon Gruden, all that situation, and then we'll get into the Week 6 NFL schedule prediction. So let me know in the comments how you guys are doing, all that good stuff. I'll go through the comments as we go through the show, as we get through each and every single topic. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I want to thank you guys very much. We did cross 450 subscribers today. So thank you very much to everybody that's clicked subscribe. And hey, if you're new, click that subscribe button. It'd be fun to have you join this channel. Now, let's get into the TY Hilton news first, because this, to me anyway, came out of nowhere. TY Hilton, this is according to Field Yates. I know that Zach Kiefer, he also talked about it, and then other people have talked about it as well. Colts wide receiver TY Hilton will return to practice today and is eligible to play as soon as Sunday versus the Texans. I love this. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is exactly what you want to see. You want your best receiver back as soon as possible. And Michael Pittman's been great so far. And Michael Pittman's going to be our number one receiver in the future. But for right now, it's still T.Y.'s, he's still the number one guy. So obviously very, very happy to see him come back. I'll go to some of the comments real quick. Al Foxy 94, what's up? How you doing, man? Glad to see you here. And Jonathan Peck, how you doing, man? Glad to see you in the chat. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. But seeing TY come back is obviously something that, I want to see. I've wanted to see him come back for a while now. We're 2-13, 2-14 without TY Hilton playing, because we obviously didn't have him this year. We got a win against Miami, and I can't remember when the other win was when we didn't have TY, but we don't win a lot when we don't have TY in there. So hopefully he can come back and he can provide enough to where we can get the win. I do agree with you, Al Foxy. That would be amazing. The Ghost is coming back. Absolutely. Now, for me personally, do I think he's going to play in this upcoming game? And I'll make a video probably tomorrow or Friday talking a little more about the potential of him being back for Week 6. I don't know. We got to see, what he looks like in practice, I guess, because do I think he'll be back in 2 weeks? Absolutely. He'll be back next week for sure. But as far as this week, I don't know. It's going to be close. It's going to be tough because, as soon as Monday, when he was asked, Frank Reich, he didn't really give a definitive, yeah, he's come back for sure. Like, it sounded like he wasn't even going to be back at practice this week. But no, I'm very happy to see he's back at practice, though. I think there's a chance that he plays. I don't know if they're going to play him against Houston, because I don't necessarily think they need him for Houston. It's not like we're going up against, a Baltimore, a Buffalo, a Tampa Bay, where we need all of our guys. Like, Houston is good. They're better than what I thought they were going to be. But, if he's not 100%, and if you think you should rest him a little bit, I probably would do that against Houston. But hey, it'd be nice to have him come back in the Houston game for sure. I really do hope Alec comes back soon, because I want to get his thoughts on this as well, because he is a Houston fan. So it'd be kind of funny to get his thoughts on this whole situation. But yeah, no, I mean, if we can get him back as soon as possible, that's going to be great. I'm kind of surprised that he's back at practice, but I love it, and I can't wait to see him come back. So now let's get into Jon Gruden. This broke on Monday that Jon Gruden is not going to be the coach of the Raiders anymore due to some of the emails. I'll go to this comment real quick. I think Frank Gray, that's on holding gone on TY until he knows for sure. It'd be a big surprise on the Texans. Yeah, I think Frank could definitely be holding that back. I could definitely see it as a possibility, just so Houston isn't preparing for TY Hilton, although they probably will be, just in case. They'll probably have, a plan B of TY Hilton playing and plan A being, no, he's not playing. But I think that could definitely be the case too. But with Jon Gruden, last week, Thursday or Friday last week, emails came out about Jon Gruden calling or saying a racial slur to or about one of the NFLPA members, who I believe is the president of the NFLPA, if I'm not mistaken. But he sent some emails out. I don't know if he was being racist in a way when he was putting it. Obviously, you could definitely, say that the email was a racist email, but I wasn't ready to say, yeah, we got to fire Frank or we got to fire Jon Gruden because, he's being racist. He's a little older. He comes from a time to where they joke around about things like that, whether it's right or wrong. I personally believe it's not right to joke about it. But, like he comes from a time where people will do that. And honestly, they probably still do joke like that. Um, but I saw it and I was like, okay, this is a insensitive joke. I don't think he's truly racist. Yeah, you shouldn't say that, but I wasn't going to call him a racist. And I saw some people saying, should he be fired for that statement? And I didn't think so. It was 10 years ago. I'm sure he apologized for making that statement in private. And, like I said, I didn't think that one email was enough to fire him, right? There had to be more. Well, more came out, calling Roger Goodell some, homophobic slurs. Not to say, because I don't want YouTube to shut me down by saying it, but he said some things about the commissioner, calling him, the F slur and all that stuff. He sent some emails joking about female refs. He said, in an email that is it Michael Smith? Is that the player's name that the Rams took? That he was the first openly gay player. He obviously he said something about him that they shouldn't draft him, and other stuff was coming out. It just started to pile on, and at that point I was like, okay, after all those emails were being sent out by him, yeah, you probably should fire him at that point. I didn't think the one email was enough personally, but when all that stuff started to come out, yeah, I'm not gonna freak out on the Raiders for firing him, and I wouldn't freak out on him for not firing him. But I personally thought that was a little much, and it's just not acceptable at that point. Now, I don't think this is the end for Jon Gruden. I don't think so. I think Jon Gruden can definitely get a job in the NFL again. I think he can maybe work in the front office somewhere one day. He's going to have to probably go through some classes, that the NFL will have and whatnot, the sensitivity training, which I think the NFL has. But he'll probably have to go through something like that. He's going to have to take time to, kind of reflect on everything, and then he'll eventually get a job back. Either way, I wasn't going to get upset if they fired him, and I wasn't going to get upset if they didn't fire him, but I'm not surprised. I'll go to the comments real quick. Al Fox says, I say they should have fired him. Maybe just let him get a fine, and they're fine, and not letting them coach for a little, but not completely fired a guy that was over 11 years ago. And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, especially with the one tweet. I was like, it's 11 years ago. Yeah, it was not a good email to send out. It's not acceptable today. I mean, 11 years ago, it was probably acceptable, even though we wouldn't think joking like that or calling somebody whatever would be good. In that type of field, yeah, it wasn't as hit upon because you never really saw the NFL really go after, like the fight for racism or against racism, and, like fighting against different, things that are putting people down. You never really saw that until 5 years ago, maybe 6. So, at that time, yeah, I'll be honest. I think there was a lot of people that were joking like that. And honestly, there probably still are a lot of people joking like that. That's just how it probably was. But, it doesn't mean it's acceptable. I wasn't going to fire him over that one email, but I think after all those emails started to come out, I could see why some people would be against, firing him. I could definitely see that. I could see why people would want him fired. For me personally, I wasn't going to be upset either way. He definitely should apologize for all that stuff. I know he apologized for the first email that came out, He apologized a few times, I believe, and then it just got to the point where he's like, I don't want to apologize anymore. I already done it. You guys heard my apology, yada yada yada. But yeah, I just think after all those emails were coming out, it was just getting to a point to where he was going to have to resign. I don't think the Raiders were going to fire him outright, but I do think they probably pushed him to resign. That's my thing. So I think he's going to have a job again in the NFL. I don't think he's done at all by any means, but yeah, I can see why you would fire him, and I do think he needs to apologize. And hey, people can change. I don't think we should just outcast him completely. Allow the man to learn from his mistakes, let him grow as a person. Other people have done that. I mean, going outside of the NFL world, James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy director, put out some offensive tweets talking some really, really bad things, right? He's clearly grown from that. And he's not the type of person that would tweet out the things that he tweeted out about the kids and whatnot. So, I think anybody can grow and learn from their mistakes and become a better person in that sense. And I think Jon Gruden definitely can be that. Um, but we'll of course find out. I like I said, I don't think he's going to be done. I don't think he's coaching anytime soon, but I do think eventually he'll be back in the workplace. I mean, people have done far worse things, and they've gotten their jobs back, or they worked in the same industry but maybe doing something else. So I think he can definitely get the job back, but hey, let's give him a chance to grow and to learn, and we'll go from there. So with that being said, I do real quick want to give you guys my thoughts on the recent signing the Colts made on Michael Bagley, kicker. Obviously, Rodrigo Blankenship had what he described as a stabbing pain in his leg and around his hip, and really affected his ability to kick the ball successfully because yeah, he might miss a really deep kick every once in a while, but he was 9 for 10 in field goals coming into the game. He doesn't really miss any extra points. So with Rodrigo Blankenship missing those kicks, there's clearly something wrong with him. So I think getting another kicker to be ready just in case Rodrigo Blankenship can't play, I think that's a smart thing. Honestly, what I would consider doing, and I know they're not going to do this, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. If you don't know 100% on Saturday if Rodrigo Blankenship is going to play or not, or if he's good to go, and if he doesn't have the stabbing pains in his leg, like he was saying, I would probably still activate Michael Bagley. I would still activate him just in case Rodrigo Blankenship on Sunday has some issues going on. So for me personally, what I think we should do is activate Michael Bagley, even if Rodrigo Blankenship is not officially ruled out, and just keep him there just in case. Because if he's having some pains, bring in Bagley, and we'll have him ready to go just in case Rodrigo Blankenship is not healthy. Al Foxy says, honestly, we shouldn't have had him out there if he was in that kind of pain, and we should have had somebody already. I agree with that. I don't think they knew until Monday that Rodrigo Blankenship had those issues going on. So I honestly, I don't know why he had the issues. It really does confuse me why it took them up to Monday to know that he had some issues going on, because I agree with you. I would have went out and got somebody else, or I don't know, maybe work with Rigoberto Sanchez, a little bit and have him kick field goals and see if he can, make them. And then, if he has success doing that, then you can have Rigoberto Sanchez ready to go. So I would normally agree with you. Like if they knew on Friday or Saturday that, Hot Rod had some pain, then yeah, I think they absolutely should have signed somebody. But I don't think they really knew until Monday. And at that point, it was too late. But I agree. If they knew ahead of time, they definitely should have had somebody signed and ready to go, just in case he wasn't healthy enough to go out there and kick. But with Michael Bagley, a decent kicker, I'm kind of surprised unless Eddie Pinheiro was signed by another team, which wouldn't surprise me if he was. If Eddie Pinheiro was available, I would have honestly went after him, but I'm gonna assume he wasn't available. I didn't really look that up, but it doesn't surprise me that they worked out with some kickers and they signed a kicker to the practice squad. Hopefully they have a good idea by like Friday if Rodrigo Blankenship is going to be good to go. And if he is, then you can have Rodrigo ready to go. But like I said, still activate Michael Bagley. But hey, if Rodrigo Blankenship is not going to be good to go, then hopefully they gave Bagley some time to work with the team, get some kicks in, and then, you know, on Sunday, have him ready to go for Houston. So I like the signing. I know he kind of struggled. At least that's what I hear from some Titan fans is he struggled against the Cardinals. So hopefully he can bounce back from that, have a good game. We're going to need somebody out there to make their kicks because, as we all know, missing one kick could determine how a game goes. So it doesn't surprise me that we went after Bagley, and I'm happy that we signed the kicker. So there we go. Now let's get into the week 6 schedule for the NFL season. We obviously start out tomorrow with the first game of week 6, and that is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against Philadelphia in Philly as they take on the Eagles. And as we go through these games, guys, let me know in the comments below who you believe is going to win the game and why. So for me, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me on this. I think Tampa Bay is going to win. I think Tampa Bay is so much better than Philadelphia. I think Tom Brady is going to have a field day against the Eagles. I think Tom Brady could potentially have 400 plus yards again, and I just don't see Philly winning this game. I think Jalen Hurts has done better than what I thought he was going to do, but I got to go Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay by like 10 or more. I don't think this game is going to be close at all. Now we're going to go on to the next game, and that is going to be the Miami Dolphins going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. For me, I think the Jaguars get their first win in this game. I don't think Jacksonville is going to lose this game because over the last few weeks, they have looked better and better. And honestly, they probably should have beat Cincinnati, if I'm going to be completely honest. But, Joe Burrow just turned it up and they were able to get the win. So for me, I got to go Jacksonville in this game. I just don't see Miami winning. And I don't even think Tua is going to be playing in game 2. So I have to go with Miami, or I have to go with Jacksonville in this game. It's going to be a close game. Give me a 3-point win for Jacksonville as Trevor Lawrence gets his first win. Al Foxy says, I think the Eagles are going to win this because of Hurts. And I love the quarterback, and they need to put Tampa Bay in their place. Hey, that could potentially happen. I think Hurts has been better, like I said, than what I thought he was going to be. But I have to go Tampa Bay in that game. I just, on an offensive and defensive standpoint, I just don't think Philly is any match for them. And then Al Foxy also has the Dolphins beating the Jaguars. Very, very possible. Jacoby Brissett actually didn't look too bad against Tampa Bay. He looked pretty decent. So good for him. But yeah, I just think Jacksonville is going to get the first win of the year for them. Now we're going to move on to the next game. We got the Kansas City Chiefs, surprisingly 2-3, as they head on to Washington to take on the football team. I think Kansas City gets back on track in this game. I think Kansas City is going to win this game by a lot. Washington's defense has been very disappointing so far. They were not what I expected them to be. I thought Washington's defense was going to be much better than what they ended up being. And they've kind of, just slacked in that department. And Washington's offense has been pretty good this year. So if Washington's defense can get it going, they can win that division. It's going to be tough now because Cowboys are 4-1. But if that defense was playing as well as what we thought it was going to, I think that Washington could win this game. But I don't think Washington's defense is going to be enough to stop the Chiefs. So, yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs pretty big in this one. Colts Nation 365 podcast here. Congratulations on 450, brother. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, again, who has clicked subscribe and who has joined me on this journey so far. I really do appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of fun doing YouTube for sure. And then Al Foxy says the football team will win because Patrick Mahomes is not the same quarterback that he was last year. Plus, they don't have the weapons like they used to. I want to go with Washington winning this. Hey, I mean, if Washington's defense can play better, I absolutely think Washington can win this game because Kansas City's defense might be the worst defense in the NFL. They are terrible, absolutely terrible. So honestly, like Patrick Mahomes has to, I don't know, he's gonna have to be Superman every single week. It feels like if he's gonna win. So I mean, yeah, I don't think Patrick Mahomes has been as good as he was last year, but it's tough to do. So I mean, um, yeah, I gotta go. I don't know. I gotta go Kansas City on this one. And then Big Play Slays here. Yo, Matt, how you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. I greatly do appreciate you joining the stream. And then Al Fox says it's Matt. Yes, sir. And then Big Play Slay, congrats on 450, my guy. You've been working super hard. Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. You're always in here in the streams. So I do appreciate you tuning in to the show from time to time. I really do appreciate it. And then Big Play Slay says the Chiefs reminded me of the Cowboys last year. They do. They actually do because their offense is really, really good. It's just the defense is so bad. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you pay Patrick Mahomes $500 million to play for your team. But yeah, I do agree with you. They do remind me of the Cowboys of last year as well. But now we're going to go to the next game. We got the LA Rams going to New York to take on the Giants. It's sounding like Daniel Jones will be playing in this game. It doesn't sound like the injury was as bad as what it seemed like it could have been. Obviously, not having Saquon Barkley in the game is going to hurt the Giants. So I got the Rams winning this game. I think the Giants defense is pretty good, but I don't think they're good enough to stop the Rams offense at all. And I think the Rams defense is going to just slaughter the Giants offense. So I'm going Rams here. I don't think it's going to be a game. I think we're going to see the backup quarterbacks come in towards the end of the game because it's just going to be an absolute slaughter. Give me the Rams by like 3 touchdowns in this game. And then Al Foxy says the Rams win, better offense and defense. I do agree with you for sure. And a Big Play Slay said it felt like for 3 to 4 games Dak Prescott played he had to play like Superman, kind of like what Mahomes has been doing so far. Yeah, that's definitely true. You know, that is definitely true. I think Mahomes is going to have probably like 6,000 yards passing this year because he's going to just have to carry his team. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Kansas City is going to really go far this year. And that's kind of surprising, but that defense, unless they pick it up, they're going to hurt the Chiefs for sure. And a Big Play Slay says Rams by a good margin. This is great to hear as an Eagles fan. I love seeing the Giants suck. Haha. Yeah, I like Daniel Jones. I actually think Daniel Jones has been pretty decent so far. It's just the Giants have been so bad. But hey, you know what? I don't know. Maybe that connection with Kenny Galladay is finally where we thought it was going to be. But we'll see. I'm going to skip the next game, the Texans Colts. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. We're going to go on to the next game, which is the Bengals going to Detroit to take on the Lions. Give me Bengals by a lot. Detroit, I feel so bad for their fans, man, because they drive down the field, they score a touchdown, get that 2-point conversion with 30-something seconds left. Looks like they're going to beat the Vikings, and then they have to kick a field goal to win the game. I feel so bad for the Lions, man. And then the week before, they played the Ravens, and the Ravens win by kicking the longest field goal in NFL history. Like, I feel so bad for these guys, man. The Lions should really be 2-3. I think they could be 3-2 in all honesty with how they've played from time to time. But man, I feel so bad for them. You know, I know Packers fans and Bears fans, they're loving it, but I really do feel bad for those fans, man. So I just got to go Bengals. Bengals are miles better than the Lions, even if the Lions did win some games. The Bengals offense is going to shred up that Lions defense, and I think the Bengals defense is going to do enough to stop the Lions offense. So give me the Bengals give me them by 10 for sure. And then Al Fox says, I really want the Detroit Lions to win this game. Me too. because their coach loves their squad, and it would make my day to see a smile on his face. Yeah, man, I love him. I absolutely love him, but it stinks. I don't know, man. Hopefully they get a win soon. It'd be nice if they beat the Bengals. It'd be kind of funny, actually. Big Play Slay also says the Chiefs need to make major adjustments at the trade deadline. They're gonna they're gonna have to be major getters, I guess you'd call it. They can't sell. All they need to get is defense. Definitely, I agree with that. And they're probably gonna go after Marlon Mack, or they're gonna try to for a decent price because with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being out for a few weeks at least. And then Big Play Slay also says the Chiefs worked so hard on trying to fix their offensive line. They completely forgot about their defense, and the Bills and Browns made super adjustments, including teams like Indy too. Yeah, definitely. And, I definitely agree with you with the Indy part. I think they're going to go on a run in these next few weeks for sure. Now we move on to the Packers traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Honestly surprised this is not the Sunday night football matchup. I thought the Seahawks and Steelers would have been an afternoon game, and then you put the Packers and Bears on Sunday night. But at the same time, Bears haven't been all that great lately, so I guess I'm not surprised. Give me the Packers, though, man. I think the Bears are going to go on a run later this year. I think Justin Fields being in is going to really help the Bears, and also Matt Nagy not calling the plays is really big for Chicago too. I just don't think the Bears are going to beat the Packers because I just think the Packers are miles better than the Bears. The Packers are they're a Super Bowl contending team. The Bears are a team that is a potential playoff team, depending on what Justin Fields does. But I have to go with the Packers here. I think the Bears are going to win one of these games, maybe the second matchup that they have. I guess it would depend where the Packers are in the playoff standing, but yeah, I don't think it's today. Give me the Packers, making them 5-1. And then Big Play Slay takes the Packers as well. Al Fox says Packers all day. And he also says it's only because Justin Fields lost the game against the Raiders because the one pass in the end zone should have been picked off for a pick six. Maybe. I didn't watch all of that game. I watched a little bit of it. And I liked what I saw from Justin Fields. He's going to have to work on his game. Obviously, he is a rookie. He's not going to be great right away. I think he has potential to be really, really good in the NFL. I mean, there's some throws he makes that are insane. Like, he makes insane throws that not a lot of people can make. So I just don't think this is the year for the Bears. But if they can work on that offensive line a little more, maybe add another receiver, even though Mooney seems like a good fit for Justin Fields, and Robinson also seems like a really good fit too. Don't know if they're going to be able to bring him back, though. If they can, that'd be great for the Bears. But if they can add a little bit to their defense, add to that offensive line, the Bears are going to be scary. Like, they're going to be really, really good. So I think not this year, but next year, I think the Bears are definitely a team to watch out for. But now we're going to move on to the next game. It is the Chargers traveling to Baltimore to take on the what should be 3-2 Ravens. Still hurts that game. Give me the Chargers in this game. I think the Chargers are, I think they're the team to take down the Ravens. I really like what I've seen from the Chargers this year. I think Justin Herbert's been MVP, level of player. He's been great this year. I like Austin Eckler a lot. I think they're going to get it done. I think Baltimore loses this game. Baltimore didn't look great against Detroit. Baltimore, got lucky in the Colts game by going on a big run. They're a great team. Lamar Jackson's unbelievable. I think they're going to keep it close. Monday proved that you could be up by 19 points and you could still lose to Lamar Jackson in a matter of like one quarter. So Lamar's going to be great. They're still dealing with injuries. I think the Chargers are, honestly, I think they're a sleeper team for a Super Bowl contender this year. I think they're a sleeper team. So give me the Chargers in this game. Give me them by 3. Close game. Big Play Slay says Carson Wentz looked like an MVP against B. Moore. Yes, definitely. I mean, 402 yards in the game is insane. absolutely loved what I saw from Carson. Hopefully the defense can replicate what Carson was able to do. And then Al Fox says easily the Chargers because Lamar Jackson is not all that. He should have lost last week against us, but where's the head screws and give our touchdown back? Yeah, that fumble should have been a touchdown. And thankfully we got a touchdown on that drive. But yeah, that fumble should have been returned for a touchdown. Now we're going to move on to next game, and we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Give me the Panthers big. I don't think the Vikings are all that good. I think they got some nice pieces in Minnesota, but I think the Panthers are just better in an offensive and defensive standpoint. I'm going Panthers. I'm going Panthers by like a touchdown. I'll take the Panthers for sure in that game. I like Kirk Cousins this year. I think he's been good, but I don't think they're good enough with Dalvin Cook being out. Maybe he plays this upcoming game. I don't know. And if McCaffrey is playing against Minnesota, it's game over. So give me the Panthers. Um, and then Big Play Slay says, you know what's crazy? I think in Carson Wentz's career, I've yet to see him throw over 400 yards till the Baltimore game. And even his MVP caliber season, he still didn't throw over 400 yards. Huh. I thought he threw over 400 in one of the games, whether it was like 2019 or 2017. I thought he had a 400-yard game, but hey, that's crazy. I mean, they got a lot of pieces for him, and having TY back potentially is going to add to it. It's just, can the defense play well? I know they're dealing with injuries. I don't want to use the injury thing as an excuse for them losing, because the Ravens also had injuries. Now, we did have practice squad players out in the secondary for sure, but no, I don't know, man. I think that defense needs to improve. But yeah, Carson Wentz, I think he's getting to the point to where he's getting to where we wanted him to be, right? Where he's going to get you about 250 to 400 yards a game. And, I thought he was honestly going to throw for 350 yards in that game. I didn't think it was going to be for 400. So that definitely stinks that we weren't able to get the win. Al Fox says, give me the Minnesota Vikings. One, because they're my favorite. Second, favorite team. And plus, I know they're a pretty decent team, and I think Sam Darnold's going to see a lot of ghosts. Maybe, but Sam Darnold's been pretty good this year. I've liked what I saw from Sam Darnold outside of the Philadelphia game. And then Big Play Slay says, the sucks seeing Carson do good and didn't for us other than that 1 year. Hey, I thought he was good in 2019. He had what, 4,000 yards that year? I mean, he was pretty good in that year. Obviously he wasn't good last year, but 2019, I thought he was pretty decent. But, it's just, I don't know. It's Frank Reich. He usually, when he's coaching a quarterback, that quarterback has their best year. And, happened with Andrew Luck. It happened with Jacoby Brissett, which doesn't say much with Jacoby. And then with Phillip Rivers, he had one of his best years. So, it's just what Frank Reich can do. I know a lot of people criticize him. I've criticized some of the things he's done, but, I think eventually a lot of people are going to see what Carson can really do. That's why I never understood why people like this year in those first few games said he sucked. It's just like he was doing a lot of good things with like no time. So I don't know. It's just a Frank Reich thing, I guess. And then Big Play Slay also says, I mean, we made Darnold look really bad, but we made major adjustments against him in the second half. Give me the Vikings. Hey, I mean, look, I think Minnesota's a good team too, but I don't know. I think Sam Darnold bounced back and has a pretty good game. So we'll see. That's going to be a good game, though, nonetheless. But now we're going to move on to our next game. It's the undefeated Arizona Cardinals traveling to Cleveland to take on the Brownies. Give me Arizona. I don't think Cleveland is as good as what some people are saying. I think they're highly overrated. I think that they have some good pieces there. I think Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. But give me the Cardinals absolutely slaughtering the Browns. Yeah, they beat the Chiefs, or they almost beat the Chiefs. Chiefs aren't that good this year. Yeah, they beat the Bears. Congrats. It was Justin Fields' first game. Matt Nagy was calling the plays. Clearly horrible game plan. The Browns, they stink. They don't stink, but they're highly overrated. Give me the Cardinals big in this game. I don't have faith in the Browns winning at all, especially with Landry being out. But now we're going to move on to the next game. It is the Las Vegas Raiders going to Denver to take on the Broncos. Obviously, as my dogs are freaking out, a lot of people are going to be talking about Jon Gruden as we get closer to this game. Give me Denver. I think with Jon Gruden not being there, and with them having a new coach for this being his first game, I just don't see the Raiders winning. I think you got to give him at least a week or two to get used to everything, getting used to being the head coach. I got Broncos. Broncos are a solid team. Yeah, they really haven't beaten anybody all that good. I think this is going to be a good win for them, though. So give me the Broncos in this game by like 5 points, something like that. I don't think it's going to be a slaughter. But then we move on to our last afternoon game. It is the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys going to New England to take on the Patriots. I hate both of these teams. I absolutely hate both of them. I hate the Cowboys. My dogs are freaking out because they hate them too. I don't like the Cowboys, mostly because of their fans. They have some good fans, sure, but a lot of those fans, especially where I'm at, are just, they're the worst. And then the Patriots, they stink. They're not good without Brady. I hate to say it. Give me the Cowboys. I don't want the Cowboys to win, but I also don't want the Patriots to win. I think it'd be really, really cool if it ended up being a tie. So give me the Cowboys. Give me 14-point win for Dallas. Now we're going to move on to our Sunday night football game. It is the Seattle Seahawks going up against Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. I think Pittsburgh's actually 2-3. I don't think they're 3-2. So that might be an error. Actually, no, I think they are. Yeah, they're 2-3. So we're going to adjust that real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Like nothing happened. 2-3 Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the 2-3 Seattle Seahawks. I gotta go with Pittsburgh in this game. I don't think Geno Smith is going to be enough to beat the Steelers. I think Geno Smith has actually, he had a pretty good game when he came in for when Russell Wilson was hurt, but they're not going to win. Give me Pittsburgh. Give me a Pittsburgh win by like 10 points or something like that. Steelers get the win for sure. I'll get to some of the comments real quick. Al Fox says Steelers as they win. I do agree with you there. I think if they had Russell Wilson, Seattle would win, but they don't. So I got to go with Pittsburgh in this game, even though I don't think Pittsburgh's all that great. And then we go to our Monday night football game. It is the Buffalo Bills going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Give me Buffalo big. Buffalo has been great, man. I mean, look, Josh Allen is awesome. I love what Josh Allen has done. That whole team has just looked really, really good. I think Josh Allen and Justin Herbert are probably my two front runners for MVP at this moment. So I think they beat Tennessee rather easily. Tennessee, I don't think is as good as what their record says. I think Tennessee is entering a point in their schedule to where they could lose the next 3 to 4 games. They have a lot of really difficult games coming up on their schedule because for Tennessee, they play obviously Buffalo this week. And then after Buffalo, Tennessee, as I go to their schedule real quick, Tennessee on, if I can find their schedule, here we go. Tennessee plays Buffalo, then they play Kansas City, then they play the Colts, then they play do they really play? Oh, wait, sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. So they play Buffalo, then they play the Chiefs, then the Colts, then the Rams, and then the Saints. And honestly, if Houston gets Tyrod Taylor back, they play Houston after the Saints. I think Houston could give them some problems too. I think they're going to lose like 3 or 4 of their next 5 games. This is why I'm not worried about Indy, even though they're 1-4. So give me Buffalo. Give me Buffalo by like 10 or more points. I just think Josh Allen is playing so good right now. He's going to single-handedly, if he has to, win this game. So I like Buffalo. I think they're going to win, and I do agree the Colts can make a comeback. I agree with that. I think Tennessee could definitely, like I said, they can lose 3 to 5 of their next 5 games, realistically. So give me Buffalo, man, in this game. And then should be 2-3 Colts. Absolutely. I agree with that. Honestly, I think you can make a case that they should be 3-2. If Carson didn't get hurt in the Rams game, I think there's a chance that they beat the Rams. And if the defense holds, Lamar on one of those 4 drives that they went down and scored touchdowns on, or if we would have made a kick that we missed, yeah, we're definitely 2-3. But like I said, I think they probably could have beat the Rams. Could be 3-2. So yeah, give me Buffalo though in this game. Now we're going to move on to the final game. This is, of course, the best game of the week. It is the Houston Texans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Give me Indy. Make them 2-5. Davis Mills, I believe, is still playing in this game. I don't think Davis Mills is going to be out at all. So that is going to be big for Indy because Davis Mills is not a good quarterback. I think Houston has a much better defense than what I thought they were going to have this year. Brandon Cooks is a pretty solid number 1 receiver for Houston. So give me Indy. Give me them winning by double digits. I think they easily beat Houston in this game. I just don't think Houston is all that good without Tyrod Taylor. I think if Tyrod was in this game, it would be a much closer game. But give me Indianapolis. Houston, they're not great. And then now Fox says Colts win because Houston sucks, but we're going to get 4 picks and 3 touchdowns. Hey, I would love to get 4 picks. I think the defense, if they can get healthier, they're going to have no problem against Houston. And look, the offensive line has been playing better. They actually played quite well this past Monday, which is really surprising. So if that offensive line can continue to play like they have been, I think it's going to be really good. Chris Reed is obviously, somebody who I've been a fan of ever since we signed him, and he's been big for us. So give me Indy. Give me Indy by a lot. So that is going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for joining this stream. Thank you, everybody that was here. Big Play Slay, Out Foxy. Thank you guys for coming here. Colts Nation 365 podcast. Thank you for coming by. Jonathan Peck. Thank you all for joining this stream. If you're new, or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button. We did hit 450 subscribers just recently. So thank you, everybody, for clicking that subscribe button. We're hoping to get to 500 very, very soon. So thank you all for, of course, watching. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get notifications, click the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever we have a stream or when we go live, like this stream. If you like this video, if you like the stream, smack that like button. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the stream and everything we talked about. And thank you, Al Foxy, again for joining in. Thanks, Matt. I missed this last week. Yeah, I was sick last week. And then on Tuesday, which is our normal day, pretty busy that day. And then Wednesday, I was pretty sick. No, vice versa. I was sick Tuesday and I was super busy Wednesday. Yeah. So thank you all for joining the stream. I've been Matt. Bleed Blue. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.